Hey guys, Rico Gomez here. Welcome to the Warriors Den. I got an exciting episode here with Sifu Singh. I've been searching for this guy for 5 years. It's like I climbed to the top of the mountain to look for the master, and I finally got here. So anyway, no further ado, this is Sifu Singh. How you doing, Sifu?
I'm doing great, sir. I'm doing great, Rico. Thank you for having me and those very kind words. I appreciate that.
No, they're kind but true. I don't. One thing about me, Sifu. I'm from a different country, and my dad always told me never give a man a compliment that doesn't deserve it because you do him a disservice. And but then on the other hand, if a guy's not living up to a certain level,
Yeah.
I don't I don't point out his deficiencies. I just let him be where he is. So I meant what I said about you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. That's a real honor. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. So I wanted to see if you could tell the people about yourself, your disciplines, your beliefs, and the martial arts that you're actually utilizing.
Well, for the people who don't know about me, I'm a martial artist. I'm a philosopher. I'm a teacher. I'm an author, and I'm a speaker. And martial arts for me is a vehicle for honest self-expression. It's a vehicle for discovery to find out who I truly am and why I'm here and what the mission and purpose is in this brief little tour we're here on the spinning planet around the sun. So it's an amazing thing. You know, I've been blessed. I teach Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do. I teach Filipino Kali, traditional Wing Chun Kung Fu from the Ip Man, Liang Sheng, Sifu Bender lineage. Um, Sarada Eskrima from Angel Kabbalists, Angel's Disciples. I have a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu,
Nice.
wrestling coach and a boxing coach, and I represent and have trained with Professor Daniel Duby de la Verne from Réunion Island in France for Savat, but the old Savat, the
Right.
brute
Right. Right.
fighting, not
Yeah.
the boxe français, but the old
Yeah.
Savat. I started in karate when I was 6 years old till I was 19 at the University of Toronto, karate and judo. And but the thing that I spend most of my time so I started Jeet Kune Do and Tai Chi at exactly the same time. It
Mm-hmm.
was actually a month apart when I started this two studies of you could say the softer internal and then the external method.
Right.
And what I came to a realization was that the martial arts and the philosophy, the psychology, the way of life can never be separated. You know, my teacher said, as I realized, he said there's four paths of a martial artist.
Mm-hmm.
There is the warrior, there's the healer, there's the scholar, and then there's the mystic or the priest.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, the warrior is fighting the war and being able to defend himself, his family, and those in need. And then there's the healer. You got to be able to heal yourself from the diseases of the mind and the diseases and resolve the emotions in the heart. You
Mm-hmm.
know, ill just means ill. Ill just means I lack love. So how do we
Okay.
start with that
I
training?
like that.
Right?
I like
Right?
that.
Because it has to start with us first, and then of course in the physical body, in the energy body, in the spirit body, that we have to be healing ourselves from not only emotional traumas, abandonment, rejection, betrayal, things of that nature, then the physical aspect of a physical disease and fighting that good fight. So they always say the mind is the general and the body and emotions are the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
So feeling that, and then you got to be a scholar. So you got to study. You know, it's like you have to study the art of war, the Goren no Sho, the Book of Five Rings, the Tao Te Ching, the medical qigong. Like you have to study the philosophy. You have to study it to the point that you live it, that there's no duality. I was talking to Century Martial Arts, that I represent them, and I do courses for them in Black Belt Magazine. And somebody asked me, and I said, you know, it's really philosophy in action to me. That's what do I do? What do I teach? That's that philosophy in action. It's like through the punches and the kicks, they're just a vehicle to obliterate the vanity and the ego, and to figure out, truly answer that question: who are we? Know yourself and know your enemy. To adapt like water and to any situation, circumstance, or container. to get out of thinking and start learning how to feel, to remove the masks and the veils of who we think we are and the acquired personality. And then when we get through that work, you get towards, the mystic, which is really a connection with the divine. What is the divine purpose? What's your walk with God like? Why are we here? And what are we meant to do? And the mission is really simple. It's the simplest thing in the world. Work on yourself till you're of service to the world.
Right.
And it becomes very clear. And so to me, that's the martial way. It's that process to go through that. And so we can be of service to the world. And the kicking ass, punching and kicking and choking is super fun too.
Right. Hey, but Sifu Singh, I just wanted to share with the viewers here. I had spoke to you last week, and I had some technical difficulties on my end. And your computer engineering brain, you were like, "Hey, figure it out." So I figured it out. But I just wanted to share with the people on a serious note. I've been doing martial arts since I was 5 years old. I'm now 60, so for 55 years, and I've been on a journey. I just want to be frank with you. I've been on a journey to become you, but I didn't know who I was trying to become until I met you last week. And the reason I want to share that with the viewers, just me talking to you for 15 minutes last week, I just want to tell you, man, you cleared so many demons in my body because I've been doing martial arts and I didn't really have, I thought I had the philosophy of it. But after you talked to me last week, you're like, dude, you got to let go. You got to let go of, any outcome. You got to be like water, dude. You just got to look and just be. And just the talk I had with you, it just helped me to really understand the path I needed to be on. I just wanted to thank you, man, because I just want to let you know that talk we had last week, it changed my life because I was just thinking about it and I'm so much happier. I'm so
Oh,
much
wonderful.
lighter. Dude, I got love for everybody, dude. No, I even had gotten to an altercation just the other day and I just told the dude, hey man, I'm really sorry, man. Maybe I'm coming off wrong, but hey, brother, I love you, man. And I don't want any problems. And it diffused it, man.
Wonderful,
I wanted
wonderful.
to thank you.
That's no, thank you. They always say that we're all here and all our paths cross for a reason, because somebody taught that to me. And so it's not mine, and it's not yours, and it's not going to be the next person's. It's the attainment of through action and working on ourselves so that we could spread it, and because of knowledge being with one person doesn't make any sense. And so I've been blessed. My people ask me, they're like, they like my martial arts or whatever, and they see some fast movements they think is cool, and I'm like, no, I'm actually, my mastery is in finding the right teachers. That's my gift.
Right. Yeah.
My gift is in finding the right teachers, and emptying the cup and just let them fill it. That's that. If I had one, that's what it is. Because the one thing that I'm certain of is all that I don't know. That's for certain.
Yes.
And the more I learn, the more I realize, oh my goodness, I don't know shit.
Okay. Well, there will be a lot of people that disagree with you, but I understand what you're saying. I follow what you're saying because the more you know, it's like in computers, right? The more you get into computers and code and hardware and architecture, the more you realize, wow, there's so much I don't know. But to the average person, like, hey, Rico, you're a computer genius. And I'm like, dude, I don't know half of what Sifu Singh knows, but I'm a student.
Yeah, for sure. Master student. That's the cool thing, because there's no such thing as master. There's no such thing. There's mastery, which is a process that never ends. It just deepens. It just gets deeper and deeper and deeper. It's like an ocean, and it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. There's like, we still haven't gotten to the bottom of the ocean,
Right.
and this. There's no bottom here. There's no limit here, and that's the wonderful thing. But you're just going deeper into the same uh, inside. The depths are inside, and oftentimes what happens is that so when you're coming up in martial arts, it's about the style and the system.
Right.
So yeah, after a while, it can't be about the style and the system anymore. You realize that that was just a tool to get you to a point, to learn to focus and harness your energy and discipline and develop those attributes so that you could do the real war, which is to go inside yourself, because it's about you.
Right.
Right. And that's the thing, that it's man, the living being, the creating individual, is far more important than any set, style, system, lineage, whatever it may be. Those are just tools to get you where you need to go. And I think what ends up happening is people think the tools or the style is where the power is. No, the tools or the style is a avenue for you to focus your power.
Okay.
So that it's a way for you to focus your power so you can learn about what you're actually capable of and who you truly are. And that's the beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think what's amazing, and I just want to, I'm transparent with my audience because I want them to know there's a philosophy and a lifestyle behind the physical aspect. And I read The Art of War, Sifu, and I found that, and this really was enforced after talking to you, but I found that the best way to win a fight is not even to have to fight.
Oh yes.
And so the reason I'm bringing that up is because as you're talking, it's like a seminar. I'm taking notes, dude. It's like I'm at an Anthony Robbins seminar, and I'm taking notes as I talk to you. But what I wanted to ask you, you were talking about being a philosopher and a student, and all that. So I had showed you this book last week, and I read it. Right, I
Yes,
read
sir.
it because
Yeah.
I love Bruce Lee. He got me started in martial arts when I was a kid. But being that you're so world famous, hey guys, this guy is world famous, dude. Like we're so honored to have him here. He's hard to get a hold of. So being I don't know what I'm gonna get a hold of you anymore, I was wondering if maybe after the recording or maybe in the future you could recommend some books that I could read or some thought processes I can adapt because I'm taking in all this, dude. You got so much information. Even if I'm writing at 100 miles an hour, I can't take all of you in, and I want to improve my existence from media. I want to take advantage of that because when a student is ready to teach your peer, and I've been looking for you all my life, and I never knew it, dude. I thought I had arrived until I met you, and I realized, dude, I'm just. It's like when I got my first black belt. My instructor told me, "Hey, you know what a black belt represents?" I go, "No." He goes, "Now you're a student. When you got a black belt, now your training begins."
Now you qualify.
Yeah, now you qualify. So I'm hoping maybe during this interview or whatever, you can recommend some books to me and stuff because I'm an avid reader. Like I read a lot of books, Sifu, and I respect you, and I want to get closer to the path you're on because I think that's where I need to be. Because last week when you told me about my warrior spirit and the damage I experienced in combat, dude, you talking to you for 15 minutes helped me more than my 20 years of therapy. No, I go to a psychiatrist every week for PTSD, anger management. I got agoraphobia. I have nightmares. And talking to you, dude, I slept really good for the first time in my life.
Oh, that's
More
wonderful.
calm. No, I'm just telling you. My girlfriend goes, "Hey, man, something's different about you." So I wanted to take advantage of your knowledge.
That's wonderful. With regards to books that I have thousands of books, and I'm about to I just actually went to IKEA with my wife, and we just moved to Orange County, so we're still setting up my office and stuff like that, and so I want to bring them all out. But one of the things that's the books are really good for knowledge, but you cannot extract wisdom from a book.
Okay.
So this is the interesting thing is that how do I put it? You're not going to find the answers in a book, in
Okay.
a seminar, in a teacher. They're just meant to be pointers to the way to lead you back inside. Because all your answers are already there. I'll give you an example. Do you have children?
Yes.
Okay. And for the people who don't, if they've ever seen a baby, okay. All right, check it. So a baby, so the human condition is that we are programmed to succeed. We learn or acquire the skill of failure. We learn failure.
Mm-hmm.
We learn losing.
Right.
We learn accepting defeat. So, baby, would you say it takes about 500 attempts for the baby before they can go from their back to their belly?
Okay. I would agree with you.
Right?
Yeah.
Just a number, just so we
Yeah.
can put it quantifiably, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then from there to crawl, would you say it takes about another 500 attempts by the baby?
Yes.
Okay. Then from there to stand up, would you say it takes another 500 attempts by the baby?
Easily.
Okay. Then to take the first step, it takes another 500 attempts by the baby.
Yes, sir.
Then to take 3 steps without falling takes another 500 steps.
Yes.
Okay. And then by the time they can run, definitely another 1,000.
Right.
So that's 3,500 failures before the baby can run.
Wow.
Now, did the baby need Tony Robbins? Don't quit.
No, no.
Did the babies need a dude yelling at him and being a coach? Come on, you could do it. You could do it. Turn over. You could do it.
No.
Did the baby need to be consoled every time it fell down? Or did it just fall down and go, ha ha, and get back up?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're already coming to this world program knowing how to win.
Right. Okay.
But somewhere along the way, somebody teaches you the word I can't.
Wow.
Somewhere along the way, somebody teaches you the word it's hard. Somewhere along the way, somebody tells you that person's talented and you're not. Somewhere along the way, when you're imagining, I want to be an astronaut or superhero, they're like, be realistic.
Wow.
So we start to acquire I can't. We start to acquire it's hard. We start to acquire self-doubt. We acquire self-doubt. The bane of existence is self-doubt on every level, and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. But the baby has zero self-doubt. The baby has zero quit. The baby laughs every time it quits and says, ha, let's try again.
Right.
It doesn't need a motivational coach. It doesn't need to read a self-development book. What does self-development mean anyways? Personal development? What does that even mean?
Right.
Right? We're already developed. Most of us are developed badly, but we're all developed. That's the whole thing.
Right.
But the thing is, it's about success. And the Tao of winning is the nature's way of winning, is that winning is programmed into us. But what winning means is that we don't give up, and we are happy not giving up, and we continue to go forward. But along the way, we acquire this personality, we acquire this identity between the years of up till we're 7 years old. We
Right.
acquire this personality that we forge into a mold, and then we say, this is who I am. Then we get afraid and we get timid, or we're angry, or we're filled with grief, depending on the upbringing, the parents, the kids that we grow up with, the siblings, the teachers, the guides, the coaches, the mentors, all that stuff. So we start to acquire all this knowledge. So we're all masters of acquisition. Even in martial arts, people just want to keep acquiring knowledge.
Right.
They think that happiness and success is going to come from the acquisition of knowledge.
That's actually me. I'm guilty of that.
We all are.
Oh, okay.
We all are. And when
okay.
I say they, I mean we. I mean I'm in this boat with all of you. It's every one of us. That's the human condition, because we have self-doubt. We gain self-doubt, and so we think by getting more knowledge we'll have less self-doubt.
Right.
No, because then what'll end up happening actually is we reinforce the self-doubt, because we continue to get more knowledge, but the more knowledge we get, it doesn't resolve the self-doubt issue.
Okay.
So now the more knowledge you get and it doesn't resolve the self-doubt issue, it waters down the more knowledge. So you start believing in the knowledge and you continue to feed your self-doubt.
Right.
But the practice, the training is really to let go. So somebody says to you, relax, right? We were talking about this last week. What does that even mean? I'm not talking about a mask of fake relaxation over the tension. Oh, I'm relaxing, kumbaya, I'm doing my meditation.
Yeah.
No, I'm not like I'm having like a mental, they call it mental masturbation. So like, literally, you're mentally, oh, I'm having these experiences and all this stuff. It's like, I don't know, are you really? Because the thing is, if you're still acquiring, You're not letting go. And what is it really then that we're after? And in the highest level of martial arts and in life, that's what I love about it, is because what we learn in martial arts is what we learn in life. So for example, chaos. Everybody, chaos. You're in a fight, it's chaotic. You're a soldier, you've been in life and death situations, you know chaos. So people think that peace is the absence of chaos. And that's where the whole system breaks down. Peace is not the absence of chaos. Peace is a choice inside of chaos. So I'll give an example to the martial artists listening. If somebody throws a punch at you, that's a reaction to the chaos. That's not peace. Somebody throws a punch at you and you roll with the punch. And you smile as you roll with the punch. That's finding the peace in the chaos.
Wow.
So you hit me, I'm like, I roll with it. I don't react to it. I'm totally relaxed. Because I'm not having any tension and I'm not fighting you. So the art of fighting without fighting begins with understanding that we have acquired I can, I won't, and all this kind of stuff. And everybody telling you what you can and you can't do. And that leads us to self-doubt. Now, once we have self-doubt, what we really look to acquire then is 3 blocks self-doubt creates: the need for approval, the need for security, and the need for control. So the need for approval. The need for approval is anything outside of yourself that is needed to make you happy.
Right.
So what's the basic one? Other people's opinions. I'm talking to you right now, we're connecting, but if in my back of my mind, I'm like, oh man, let's tell them something really good. We have only half an hour. What should I tell them? And then not only what should I tell them, will they like what I tell them? Is it going to be good? I don't really care if you like what I say or not.
Right.
I'm here to serve.
Okay.
So they both can be, they're mutually exclusive. They're not like together. It's like, here's what I know because I know it. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to agree with it. That's cool. But if I'm like, let me convince this audience, let me convince my students, that's my need for approval.
Right.
And that stops the flow. That stops being because it's led in self-doubt. Other things for need for approval, how you look. So if somebody says, you know, you work out and somebody doesn't say that you look good, you're working out. Most people work out because they want people to tell them how good they look. So it's really for need for approval. It's not to get stronger.
Right. Right.
You see? And the need for approval is, okay, let's drink a little bit to make myself feel better. That means you don't approve of yourself in the current state. So you need that external thing to make you feel better. So anytime we seek anything outside of ourselves to make us feel better, that's a need for approval. The next block is the need for security. That is fear-driven and a need to protect your ego or your vanity. And then that's just anything from fear from a tiger chasing you or other people's opinion.
Right.
But the crazy thing is other people's opinions have the same physiological and psychological response on your body and your cells as a tiger chasing you.
Really?
That's insane.
No, the fight or flight, you know?
Like, right. So I'll prove it. What's the biggest fear in the world?
Public speaking, like we talked about last week.
Yeah, it's not a tiger chasing me.
Yeah.
Why would public speaking be the biggest fear in the world?
Because
you're afraid of what people are going to think about what you're saying.
Yeah, okay.
That's insane.
Right.
So if you're afraid to speak in public, you gotta look at that. You gotta look at why. Well, why am I afraid? Because you're worried about what people think about you. So how can you be happy if you're worried about what people think about you? You've given your happiness to other people. You just gave your power away. The need for approval, you just give your power away. Control, need for control. Need for control is that we need to control the outcome. If you need to control the outcome, you're attached to the outcome, you can never be present. You're always going to be calculating, thinking in that. Then the deeper need for control is you need to be able to control who you're going to guilt and who you're going to blame. That's really the deep thing under need for control.
Yeah, that's heavy.
You see, so it's kind of like there's different kinds of people that have different ratios of the guilt and blame. There's the type of person that never takes blame by themselves.
Right.
They blame everybody else.
Right.
Then there's another type of person that sets up a scenario to blame somebody else, and then they feel guilty about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
also control.
Right.
Procrastination, that's a need for control.
Hey, but Sifu Singh, I wanted to piggyback on what you just said here, and this is important for my listeners. I actually took martial arts for a need to control because I shared with you last week, and I just want to be honest with you, I used to get my ass kicked daily, and I got tired of it, and my dad put me in martial arts, so I can relate to that need for control because I wanted to control the outcome, which is not getting my ass kicked. But now that you're going deeper as guillotine and all that, I never really thought about. I mean, I agree with you. I just wanted to share with you.
Oh,
Well, I got it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's the first stage of being a martial artist, because if you're getting your ass kicked, we can't even have this conversation.
No, not anymore. That's like when I was a kid.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if I can't physically defend myself, we can't get to this point.
Right.
Because we're just getting our asses kicked.
Right.
So that's very important.
Right.
And that's why all of us get into it. It's very rare that somebody gets into martial arts other than if they were bullied.
Okay.
So if you think about every great martial artist, there's a story of them being bullied. Bullied by a dad, a father figure, an older sibling, bullied by somebody in the schoolyard, on the streets, being attacked, being jumped, or being abused, rejected, abandoned, and betrayed.
Well, let me ask you a question, Sifu Singh. I'm not disagreeing with you because that's the first time I thought about it that way. Because the reason I'm asking you this, and I just want to be honest with you, I was getting my ass kicked, so I took up traditional martial arts. But when I was growing up in the hood, impoverished areas, I saw a lot of big, strong dudes that were just doing boxing and wrestling just because they're physical type dudes. I didn't see them getting bullied on. And
Right.
that's what made me take martial arts because they were kicking my ass and forcing their will upon me. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take martial arts. But when I seen like guys like, I don't know if Mike Tyson ever got bullied or what's that famous wrestler guy that started the UFC? Dang, man.
Royce Gracie, that's
Yeah.
jujitsu.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to ask you to help me to understand that.
Mike Tyson was extremely bullied as a child.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Mike Tyson was extremely bullied as a child. His mom had a crack addiction, and the dealer would come home and beat him up. He used to hide between the walls
Whoa.
of his apartment.
Okay.
So like, yeah, you can go and look into that story. It's pretty
Okay,
deep.
I will. Yeah, appreciate it.
And Royce Gracie was born into a martial arts family, so I'll guarantee you he was bullied by his older brothers.
Yeah. All right.
Right. So we're always fighting, but that's the thing, is that once we learn how to fight, we have to then learn to forgive.
Okay.
But they go together, and that's the let go. So then, if you look at like approval, security, and control, then we need these things because they make us feel safe. We need to control everything because we don't feel safe. We need to get other people's approval because we don't approve of ourselves. We need security because we are constantly afraid. So there's a story behind it that created that, because the baby doesn't feel that way.
Right. But that's why I need you in my life, Sifu Singh, because I hear what you're saying. We learn to fight, to learn to forgive. And it wasn't until I talked to you last week because I told you the story. Once I got really good at martial arts, and then I hit a growth spurt. I went back to every guy that used to kick my ass, and I'm going, "Hey, Bob, you remember me? Nah, big man. Yeah, when I was a little dude, you used to beat the crap out of me, and I would get. No, I'm being honest with you. I'd get some payback, and I went through like a good 5 years of that until I went on into the military.
Yeah.
So I need to associate with you more because I still got some growth. But unfortunately, YouTube puts me to a 30-minute
I got you.
thing. And I know you're busy, but I wanted to see if maybe we could stop here and sometime in the future when you're not traveling the world and doing your university thing, can I get another interview with you?
Well, let's do it next week. How about that?
Oh, okay, great. The same time?
I'll text you the time.
Okay.
But yeah, let's jump back on and continue. Just remember where we pausing.
No, I'm gonna send you a copy of the recording. But hey, I want to thank you so much, Sifu.
My pleasure.
You just changed my life and enlightened it. And I'm sure my viewers, man, they appreciate the energy that you bring. And I look forward to talking to you next week.
No, for sure. And I think something that's very important to understand here is that I actually want to thank you because you have served our country. I want to thank you because it's because of warriors like you. The word warrior is thrown around very loosely these days. Okay, just because you put it on a t-shirt doesn't make you one. And so you are one of the real warriors that actually has risked your life for the freedoms for us to sit here and have this discussion.
Well, thank you, Sifu.
So
I appreciate
I bow to you, sir.
it. All right. Hey, it was good talking to you. I'll see you next week.
You got it.
Okay, take care of yourself.